thank you to the Recession Relief Coalition for sponsoring this event today. I know there are many people on the podium and in the audience who care very much about the objectives of the event. And let me underscore my own personal view that it is absolutely essential for there to be local initiative in dealing with these problems. Government is probably incapable of doing it itself. So I commend everyone in Toronto and the GTA who is focused and committed to addressing these types of issues. Now I have to address the questionnaire that was sent to my party, and I can answer most of the, if not all of the questions. Certainly there were, my party has responded to the questionnaire, which is focused mostly on homelessness, but also addresses related issues of poverty and affordable housing and numerous other related issues. On the issue of the homelessness, the homeless partnership initiatives, my party has always been committed. But at the end of the day, it is going to require a rework of the employment insurance program. So at this point in time, my party supports a rework, a review, a thorough review to rework the program to ensure it is in balance and it serves the needs of the workers. I would say a review of that nature could take, it shouldn't take much more than a year. Most of us know the drill. Most of the people in the envelope understand it. So, but we do have to address the issue of employer and employee premiums as income coming in. The relatively large, huge surplus, paper surplus that's there in the fund, and the benefit levels that should be there for all communities, whether that is a standard benefit or whether it varies from community to community. On the issue of social assistance, that is the assistance provided usually by the provinces, we support a standard, across Canada standard, a floor for social assistance. And that means that the federal government will have to stand behind each of the provinces in providing that standard, because historically the federal government has always, through transfer payments, supported the provinces in providing the social assistance. Sometimes there are 3 or 4 different envelopes. I'll just call it social assistance. Now, the last one, which is the biggest, this issue of poverty. Poverty is one word, but it includes and encompasses a whole swath of Canadians who have less than perhaps they should, who participate less in the country than they should. And my party realizes, as should everybody else, that there is not a one-step solution. You can't just flick the switch, and you can't just spend more money. You can't throw jello at the wall hoping it will stick. Because poverty is a function of many different sources. And whatever solutions we adopt as a country, they must target each of the envelopes that are the causes. And they must be strategic, and our commitment must be long-term. Can we materially reduce the incidence of poverty in our country? Yes, we can. But we must be committed over the long run. We must make the investments, and we must assist people who are in poverty to work their way, build their way, learn their way out of those conditions. And it is not an easy thing. I don't think there's a country in the world that doesn't have a measurable envelope of poverty. So the components which we have targeted and and which would be part of an anti-poverty strategy. Firstly, a housing strategy. A housing strategy. This goes right across the country. It includes our First Nations reserves as well. Secondly, child care. There must be a child care component in this, principally for single parents with children. They are not able to work or participate in society as fully if they do not have some measure of appropriate child care. So child care is a component. Related to child care is an early learning strategy. If we are to enable our young people to participate in our economy, in our Canada, in the future, they must have access to the opportunity to learn. The skills needed in the workforce 25 years from now are much different than the work skills that were needed 25 years ago. We have to prepare our young people for them. So that's an early learning strategy. Access and a reaching out and a drawing in. Right across the country, rural and urban. We have to tackle, thirdly, low literacy. Low literacy. Next year, 2011, our workforce, for the first time, I think, since the Second World War, will cap and begin to shrink. The total workforce in Canada. Now, that would be good news for those who are looking for jobs. But in the new economy, you gotta have the skills. You gotta have the skills. So we must immediately be dealing with literacy and work-life skills. Because this this labor shortage is going to mean if we haven't got the workers trained here, we're going to start looking for them outside Canada. And that's not good for Canadians. We should be training our people. We have to start yesterday to do that. Now we've got to get, one of our huge weaknesses has been the lack of access to high school among our First Nations community. We must ensure that we double, triple our efforts to make sure that our citizens in the First Nations community have access to minimum high school and complete high school.